Hello, my name is Jennifer Robinson. I would like to talk to you today a little bit about creativity and what WKU is doing to challenge our gifted children. Just to give you a little bit of background information, I work for the Center for Gifted Studies on Western Kentucky University's campus. We're a nonprofit division of the university that primarily focuses on offering educational opportunities to gifted children. And one of the programs that we offer is called Super Saturdays, and I actually teach one of the classes that's offered for that program called Welcome to the Creativity Lab, and my main focus is teaching creativity to children. So I want to just touch base with you all about why teaching creativity is important. And really the key thing that you want to keep in mind when thinking about the importance of creativity is that children are going to be the innovators of the future. And so it's really important to help foster their creativity at a young age, because that's what's going to allow them to develop new things and change the future. What is creativity? Well, my class is based on a book called A Whack on the Side of the Head by Roger Van Oek. And in that book, he says the real key to being creative lies in what you do with your knowledge. And basically, the entire idea of the book is that two people can have the same kind of knowledge, but the person that's going to be successful in changing things and coming up with new ideas and really being an innovator, an engineer, is the person that's going to take that knowledge and change something about it. And that's really what creativity is. It's taking what you know and changing it and using those skills to make something new. So the problem is that our society really encourages some viewpoints that kind of hamper creativity. And according to Mr. Van Oek, there are 10 mental locks of creativity. And I just want to quickly touch base about each of those, because that's kind of what I teach in my class, is how to overcome these mental locks in order to be creative. The first one is the right answer. And really, we're kind of taught that there's one right answer to things, and that's actually not always the case. Oftentimes there's multiple right answers to a problem, and being creative is being able to recognize that. Number two is that's not logical. And this comes from the idea that there's a logical way to go about things, which in some cases is true, but oftentimes when you're trying to be creative, being a little bit illogical kind of helps the creative thinking process. Number three is follow the rules. We're kind of taught in our school system excuse me, that there's kind of a set of rules to follow when making decisions and going about problem solving, and being able to be creative is sometimes being able to deviate from those rules and kind of make your own rules and deal with situations as you see fit. Number four is be practical. This kind of goes along with what I was mentioning before, how there's kind of one way to go about things. Oftentimes there's one view that one way of doing something is considered the practical way, and sometimes you kind of have to deviate from that again to be creative. Number five, play is frivolous. This really, I just kind of emphasized to my students that sometimes the best way to solve a problem when you've really come into kind of a mental block is to step away from the problem for a little bit and do something to loosen up your mind and become creative. And sometimes that's viewed negatively, but if that's what helps you to be creative, that's okay. And that's what I really try to show them. Six, that's not my area. This one's really key. I really try to emphasize this when I'm teaching my students. Being creative is being able to take multiple disciplines, multiple areas of knowledge, and combine those and come up with a new way to do something. A truly creative person is always wanting to be a continuing learner. They want to take something that they know and combine it with something that they don't know yet and create something new. And a lot of times people are afraid to take on the challenge of learning something new, and that's really a strong characteristic. Is being able to do that is a strong characteristic of being creative. Number 6, avoid ambiguity. Especially in writing, as we grow up through our school system, we're kind of taught that you need to be concise and very direct in what you're trying to say and avoid ambiguity. But when it comes to creativity, sometimes it's okay to have more than one way to look at things or more than one way to consider something, because that really gives you the option to view things in multiple ways, and that kind of encourages creativity. So it's not always best to avoid ambiguity. Number 8, don't be foolish. And really, this kind of goes with the play is frivolous. If you can step away from the problem and give yourself kind of a mental break, and if that helps you generate more ideas, again, that's okay. To be creative, if that's what you need, then that's okay. And that's kind of what I try to tell my students. Number 9, to err is wrong. Again, this one is key, as well as the one I was mentioning before. We're taught that there's really one way to do something, and you either do it right or you don't do it right. A lot of times, even in college, we're given a test and you either have the right answer or you don't. And when it comes to creativity and coming up with a new idea or a new development or a new invention, there's not a right answer, because you don't have the answer yet. So if we're taught that making an error is wrong our whole lives, it's really difficult to step away and say, okay, well, if I make a mistake, that's going to give me the opportunity to learn from that mistake. And being creative is being able to embrace that concept and be okay with not always doing something right the first time. And then number 10, I'm not creative. And a lot of people really think this about themselves. They kind of think that creativity is a quality that some people have and some people don't. And in reality, everyone is creative. Being able to embrace your own creativity and kind of overcome the mental blocks, whichever ones affect you in particular, is what helps you to embrace your own creativity. And that is really the goal of my class. I teach 3rd and 4th graders, and that's really what I'm trying to teach them, is that they are creative, and if they can overcome their mental blocks, then they can embrace that. So what is WKU doing about this? And like I said, the Center for Gifted Studies offers a lot of different programs for gifted children, and I just wanted to briefly mention a couple of those. Super Saturdays, like I said, that takes place in the fall and winter, and I teach Welcome to the Creativity Lab. It's one of 45 courses that's being offered this winter. We also have summer camp for academically talented middle school students, also known as SCATs, and summer camp for verbally and mathematically precocious youth, also known as VAMPY. Both of those take place during the summer. The Advanced Placement Summer Institute is a program that we offer to teach AP teachers in the summer so that they can teach their classes at a greater level. And throughout the semester, we offer seminars on gifted education. The BERTA series is one in particular that's really popular. So if you're interested in educating gifted children, I definitely encourage you to look into attending one of our programs. And really what I want to close with is the emphasis that it's important for you to get involved. If you know a child that's gifted, try and get them in a program where they can challenge themselves, because it's really important for children to try and stretch their minds, because they don't always get the instruction that they need in school. Sometimes it needs to be supplemented with something greater. And the Center for Gifted Studies offers a lot of programs that can do that. We also offer the seminars, as I said before. So if either of those things interest you, please contact us. You can check our website or give us a call. And then always there's the option to support the center if you favor like our initiatives. And so if you would like more information on how to do this, I certainly encourage you to check our website. That's www.wku.edu/gifted, or call the office at 270-745-5991. I hope this presentation has been helpful in getting you acquainted with the idea of creativity and how one group of people are trying to teach that to children. I hope you see the importance of teaching this subject, and I hope that this has been very informative for you. Have a lovely day. Thank you for tuning in.
Way too long.